Hey, Sarah, the Metal Theologian. Even less prepared than usual. Yeah, I didn't even sort shit out today, so we'll just see where this goes. Right off, man, this is a new one I just fucking discovered. I'd never heard of this band until recently, and I'm not even sure I came across it, but this band is called Wasted. I guess they're Danish. I'm just double checking myself on there. It's a German pressing of the record, but 1984. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Danish. A couple Danish names, anyway. This is awesome, man. It has like sort of a sleazy vibe to it, but it's like legit, like metal. You know, it's not like cornball shit. Let me just adjust that a little bit. There we go. Yeah, check that out, man. Fucking Marshalls, fucking Jack-o'-lantern, the flying V's, the cross, you got it all, man. Fucking fire. So yeah, I actually don't know anything about this band, but it's really good, man. I've been digging the hell out of it. Kind of reminds me of Demon Pact in a way. Like if you're like your new wave of British heavy metal shit, that's one of my favorite bands of that whole era, anyway. I mean, they only did the 145. Well, they did. There was actually a comp on High Roller with a couple other things. And that's great. That's probably what you should get. But there's the 45 originally, and then the song on Kent Rocks, and that was kind of all it was for a while. So, you know, speaking of that shit, though, let me bust this out. Something I got relatively recently, but this is this Hollow Ground one. This is actually another one of my favorite bands from the era, but it's interesting because. Alright, so this is 2 records, right? It's another High Roller one, right? It's 2 records. The second one's like a rehearsal tape, which honestly I haven't even listened to yet. The first one has basically everything that they recorded back in the day, which is 10 songs, of which, well, 4 appeared on the Rock Snacks comp, 4 appeared on the 45. It was 2 of the same songs. Flying High and Rock On were on both. So there are 4 songs I'd never heard before, and like I said, those are my favorite bands, so I was excited to check this out. But you know, some of the songs kind of suck, and it's interesting because like you go, they recorded 10 songs and they had 8 slots on records, so why did they reuse 2 songs instead of doing the other ones? You know, it's interesting because even like listening to these, like Fight with the Devil and The Holy One, I loved right away. And Don't Chase the Dragon, also great, right? But like, Flying High I liked right away too. Rock On I thought was kind of corny at first, but like there was no sort of charisma in the song, but it sort of drew me in. So I listened to it again until I was like, yeah, I get it now. This fucking song is awesome. You know what I mean? I didn't really get that with like these other ones like Rock to Love and Promised Land and Easy Action, and maybe it'll come around, you know what I mean? But it was like, yeah, you know, I kind of understand why those stayed on the cutting room floor, you know? And I've kind of gone off against bonus tracks a lot of times, but that's really kind of why, man. Now, I'm not saying it's a shit talk. In fact, you should go out and buy this, because this double here costs a fraction of what either one of those original records would cost, so just fucking do it, you know what I mean? But, and it doesn't get, if you like that era of metal, like that 80, 81 UK shit, it really doesn't get any better than Hollow Ground, you know? I mean, you can talk about a band like Venom or something like that, or Iron Maiden, but that's like kind of in its own category. As far as like the sort of underground, that sort of like, you know, rough around the edges sound that kind of makes some of that stuff so cool. I mean, this is one of the best bands out there, you know? That shit's a bastard to collect though anyway, because all the best stuff is on 45s. I don't care what anyone says, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I like those Witchfind records. I like the first Jaguar records, okay. But the 45s are what it was at as far as the good shit. And that, you can just feel crazy trying to accumulate all that shit, so, you know, do that shit at your own risk. I'm going to talk about Soul Grinder for a minute too, because I've been listening to this some more too. This record is so fucking good, man. This is like really recent. I mean, this is this year, yeah. but it's just honest. It's just fucking legit. The songs are good. It has like the right level of like sort of menace and sort of like evil edge to it, but like without trying too hard. You know what I mean? Like it just sort of comes and just sounds like really solid metal without any sort of glam bullshit. You know what I mean? That well, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really hurt bands now as much as it did back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Because the bands that do it now really care about it. But anyway, Soul Grind is just so fucking cool, man. I'm not going to play him this time, though, because I got an ad put on my video last time. I was a little bit bummed about that, but, you know, whatever. It's not the sort of thing I lose sleep over anymore. So I think I'm getting my head around this band. I've been talking about this kind of on and off, man, because Sepultura is one of those huge bands that just, like, always left me a little bit cold, you know what I mean? It's, but in a way that left me feel like there's something I was missing, and this is another kind of recent arrival, and this is probably the first time I put one on and liked it a lot right away, okay? Now, it didn't, like, completely blow my mind or change my concept, but I was like, yeah, you know something, I think I get it, and I think I get why Arise is considered to be such an important album, you know what I mean? I spent a lot of time listening to Beneath the Remains, sort of in preparation, I suppose, you know what I mean? But, and I think I'm getting that, so maybe that legwork got done. And that fucking fantastic cover doesn't hurt either, I mean, let's be honest, right? I mean, that's just really goddamn good. But, yeah, I don't know. I probably say this every time I talk about Sepultura, but I don't feel like I've completely taken this in. But this is just awesome. I mean, I don't know if I was expecting something a little more deathy and just appreciate the fact that this is just like pure like thrash. That's definitely on the hard edge of that shit, but isn't like doing anything that it's not doing, you know what I'm saying? It's just doing that thrash thing really well and really hard and like 1990-ish, and yeah, it's 91. Yeah, man, fucking Sepultura. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Now, this next record that I'm showing is dedicated to Marty Worm because I actually picked up my very first Gamma Ray record, which is also there first. And this is one that comes with this weird double cover. Like, I'm not sure I get what this is about. But, like, there's this weird fucking extra sleeve and this terrible album cover. So what do I think of it? This is fucking corny, man. But I kind of like it. In fact, I kind of love it. But there are parts of it where I was like, ooh, you know, it's like, it was so like, you know, saccharine is too strong. I don't want to say it was saccharine, but there were parts that were so cheesy that I always feel like, ooh, man, I really kind of need a little fiber. This is kind of binding me up. You know what I'm saying with the cheese? It's like, but man, I fucking like the songs. You know what I mean? There were some moments. I remember I really kind of hated the intro to what's the really long one on side 2? Yeah, Heading for Tomorrow. But I don't know, man. You know something? It's the kind of shit I can kind of, the right kind of cheese I can totally handle, man. I mean, I was talking, what was that other band I was praising? Northwind. You know what I mean? That record's cheesy as fuck, and I love it. So, I think we're getting somewhere. This was worth checking out. I don't know if I would have appreciated this at all if I hadn't sort of crossed that threshold with Keeper of the Seven Keys. You know what I mean? If I were still like kind of puking in my mouth over that shit, I think this would have been too much. But as it is, man. And again, this is Marty Worm. Okay, so that one's sort of in his honor. That's he's been talking about how great they are for kind of a long time, and I kind of, well, there were a couple things, actually. Part of it's the records are just so fucking expensive, and I don't want to pay that. That one was pretty reasonable, but, you know, like, I don't remember what his favorite one is, but it's like a record's like a fucking $150 or something. So, I mean, I'll keep an eye out. If I find a deal on it, maybe I'll jump, but I'm not just going to fucking gamble that on a record. I'm kind of on a band I'm not sure I'm even going to like, you know. Anyway, all this by way of saying, that Gamma Ray record, I don't think that's considered to be like their quintessential LP. But I like it. And speaking of Marty, he actually kind of put out a fantastic record here. I didn't even tell him that I bought this, although he probably sent it to me. But this is Marty's band, The Glorious Dead. And this is really good, like, death metal, but it's actually kind of two great records in one, and I'll show you why in just a second here. Side 2 is live, so what I'm going to pull here doesn't work quite as well with side 2, but, so check this shit out. Should probably give this a little wipe, because I don't think I even did the first time I played it. It's on a nice colored vinyl, too. Hear that? Some awesome sounding death metal, right? I love how raw it sounds too. It's raw in exactly the right way. That sort of bassy sound. Alright, we're letting this run for a sec on purpose. There's a point to this. Well, alright, now check this out. It's fucking really good death metal, right? Well, you play the 45. Now it's black metal. And the drums are like kind of too fast. Guitars are tinny, like legit, like underground black metal. I see it kind of has that thing going on a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Total black metal vocals. This is like a perfect record. Like, if you like black metal and death metal, you really can't do better than The Glorious Dead, because this is both in one. So I prefer death metal, so I'm going to put this back at the right speed and let it play through. But yeah, man, fucking... There you go, you can get it from Bind Room. It's another new arrival. It's one of the last ones I was missing on the Devil's label, actually. And this was really straight ahead heavy metal. Black metal. Sorry, I love this shit. Death metal. It doesn't always work quite that well. Yeah, so it's in French, which is kind of awesome. And I don't know, man. For some reason, this record, it'd be too much to call it elusive, but I don't know. Maybe just most people want more for it than I was willing to spend on it. But I had more trouble finding this one than some of the other Devil's records that are ostensibly harder to get. I'm going to show the label because it's so goddamn cool. Maybe I'll throw it on for a minute because that just ended. Shit. Yeah, and of course I pulled all this shit out. It's an insert. It's supposed to be a poster too, but there's the label though. The Devil's label. Which is fucking fantastic. I mean, how can you not want all those? You know what I mean? And French metal is cool, let me tell you. I'm just going to put this on for a minute. What the hell? Alright, let's do this. Has a melodic edge, but it's fucking legit heavy. Like, with a band with a name like Epsilon, I kind of thought, you know, maybe it's going to kind of suck a little bit. But you know something? They put out a fucking band called Square. And Square is really good. You know what I mean? So somehow if the French can bring forth the band and they call themselves Square and have them be good, I guess it shouldn't surprise me that Epsilon is good. It's so noisy. So you're not the melodic edge. You can already hear it, like the hooks right there up front. But it's not like cheesy or like commercial the way it sounds if I say, you know, well, melodic, you know? There's almost things towards more like hard rock, you know? But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just fucking honest and good, you know what I mean? It's like what you want to rap, so. I don't see this record ever dethroning like Voodoo Child at the top of the list, or with Strat Song, even more so, at the top of my list of favorite French metal bands. You know, they're not going to beat Maracage or anything like that. But there's a good listen, man. earnest, a little bit corny in the delivery. Thumbs up, man. Fucking got it. Yeah, here's another one I played. I didn't remember this one very well. This one I think I had for a while. This is the Last Mercy record. It's funny because there's a type sticker on it. It says Messiah Mark Owens Band, but he isn't actually on this record. But his absence is kind of felt on this record, you know. It's not fair to compare these guys to Candlemass because it's a different band, you know. But the singer on this one is kind of just like hangs out in that high register. It's funny, there's a band like that I was talking about last time too. I don't remember who it was, but if I dubbed through here, I'd figure it out. But yeah, it gets a little bit annoying. It's like, okay, great. But even so, you can't write him off completely because of that excellent mustache. Although, Witch King over here has an even better mustache. I mean, look at that. You can always rely on the Swedes for good mustaches, man. The Swedes and the Germans. There's fucking no shame in those mustaches. You know, it's like, goddamn. Anyway, it's a good record. The songs are pretty good. It's not Candlemass, man. I guess I just want this to be Candlemass. Which means I should probably listen to it again, because every time I catch myself doing that, I feel like I gotta listen to it on its own terms. I didn't appreciate Judas Priest until I learned to listen to them on their own terms, you know? So, the Scorpions, you know? So, it's probably just my problem. I don't know, that record didn't look my face off. This is a record, another one I'd kind of forgotten about. I actually pulled this out because someone left a comment on my last video saying I should show records with dragons, which would kind of be a good topic, but it took me a while to go through, you know? So, but this one's the first one that came to mind. I hadn't played it in a while. This is fucking great. This one isn't that hard to find either. At least it wasn't. I haven't looked for it in a while, obviously, but I got this at a shop in the wild. It's a Green World. And 7 songs, well, no, 6 songs really, with an intro for the one thing. And it's just fucking solid heavy metal. It's a little heavier than this, what we're listening to right now. But it's not speed metal, you know? And it's right around 84, yeah, on Gnarly Records. With the Green World, like, distribution deal, though. So this wasn't, like, super underground, you know? Yeah, it's just good, man. Dark Age. Her song's called Metal Axe. And that's the cover. What more do you need? I'll tell you what more you need. A mustache. No fucking mustaches. Fucking Americans, man. What's up with this clean-shaven baloney? Man. But here we go. You want a band photo? Okay, here. It's fine. I don't even talk about the music anymore. This is a really good record, okay? You can take my word for it. But look at these guys. Fucking, if you're gonna not have a mustache, then look like that guy. And you're the fucking king, especially when you're glowing, because you're just on fire with that bashful energy. That might be the worst band name of all time, by the way. I would put this on, though, because you know something? If I show a record by a band called Bashful and say it's good, you're not gonna fucking believe me. I'd be like, fucking Bashful. There's no fucking way that's good. Because you know something? If you hand me a record by Square and a record by Bashful, and say, here, why don't you put on the one that you think is going to be better? I'm probably going to reach for the Square. Because even though Square is a really, really, really bad name for a band, I really don't think it gets any worse than Bashful. And if you watch my channel, you probably know that I always get all self-conscious about asking for comments. But if you can think of a worse band name than Bashful, it doesn't have to be a real band name, a real band. Okay, if it's a real band, 10 extra points. But if you can think of if you can even just make up a fucking name that's worse than Bashful, fucking open the dictionary. I defy you to find a worse name than Bashful. Alright, so let's see how good Bashful is. I'm going to play side 1. It's only 4 tracks, so the last song kind of sucks a little bit, so we're going to listen to side 1. Look at that fucking label, though. Fucking private pressing goodness there. Alright, fucking... Now think about that mustache while we're listening to this guy. That guy's mustache and this guy's double chin. Fucking... That's what you gotta put your faith in. Maybe they couldn't think of a better name than Bashful. But that's because that dude was putting that energy into that mustache. So, you know something? He was doing something right. Just fucking listen to this. There's some other shit here. I played like a while ago. I've been showing records I'm starting to get my head around. I might have shown this one already, but this one's been growing on me. I didn't like this for a while, but I pulled it out and I kind of played it a few times, and I'm getting there with it. This is legit, man. It's fucking heavier than that goddamn Epsilon record, isn't it? Fucking Bashful. What the fuck were they thinking, man? Blind Illusion, bad name for a band. Bashful, kills it. Kills it, man. It's like, these guys were like, it's like there's a contest. Like, these guys were hanging around with fucking Square and Blind Illusion. They were like, yeah, fucking Blind Illusion, man. We got the shittiest band name here. Square was like, oh yeah? Our band's called Square. And then fucking this guy, right there, he said, hold my beer. Alright, what else do we have? Oh, it's already 20 minutes. Let me just show this one. This is another one I'm working on. So tell me if you love this one, and I'm kind of not hearing it yet. This is a new reissue of this one. This is considered like a classic, maybe more of a grind classic than a death metal classic, but I'd never spent any time with it. And you know something? There's an American with a mustache, so credit where it's due. I think these guys are American. Oh, fuck, his name is Aaron, too. Maybe that's God telling me it's time to grow a mustache. Anyway, yeah, a ton of songs on here. Definitely some of those grind moves. It's 89, so it's kind of early for that sort of thing, and I think that's kind of why this is held in high regard in certain circles, but... I don't know, man. I kind of like this record. I don't think it's great, but it was kind of fun to listen to anyway, you know what I mean? Just sort of digging it on its own terms. Didn't find it to be earth-shaking or anything, but, you know, 7 out of 10, right? It's a good record. This is a lot better than a 7 out of 10, though, isn't it? Yeah, see, these guys, they were, like, competing with the names. And these guys came on and said, well, we're called Repulsion. You're like, get the fuck out of here, man. Fucking Repulsion. That actually sounds like a metal band. Cool. Alright, well, listen, this has gone on long enough. So, until next time, thanks for watching. That's all I got.